Hi, I'm back. This part of the, the tutorial is being persnickety, so this is about the third time I've recorded this. Let's try again. All right, we want to, let's go down here. We want to center the title weights of objects on 5 planets pounds across cells A1 through F1. And I am going to copy. I highlighted it and copied it and go over here and notice we don't have any way to center a title above it. We're going to have to insert a row. So let us right click in the one, and we're going to click on insert. Now I'm going to paste the title, but notice that they do want it centered across rows F1 through A1. I'm highlighting all of those rows, and I'm going to go over here and I'm going to click on this, which is merge and center. And there we go, it's centered across. And to make it look nice, let's go ahead and make it bold. Although it doesn't say to make it bold, it's not going to count against you. The next thing that we need to do is, if you notice, let's go back here so we can see it specifically. Adjust widths as necessary so all text is displayed. And for the purposes of this test, what I'm going to tell you is an easy way to do that is just to go ahead and open it up, and you'll see now that you have dog, teacher, bicycle, and object all show on one line. The next thing we're going to do is start working with the formulas. So let's scroll back up to what he wants us to do. And he's looking at his students considering how the weights of different familiar objects would change if those objects were transported to different planets. Of course, the reason that they weigh differently is because of the gravity on each of the planets. And so the gravity on Mars is obviously less than Earth, as well as the gravity on Uranus, and Jupiter and Neptune are considerably heavier or have more gravity than the Earth does. So what we have to do is we have to look at these objects on the Earth, for example a dog that weighs 78 pounds, and we have to multiply it by this conversion factor of 0.38 for Mars, 2.54 Jupiter, 0.91 Uranus, and 1.13 Neptune. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back over here and we're going to look at this and we're going to come up with a formula. So what we're having to do is I'm going to click right here and I'm putting the equal sign in here because that's what you need to do if you're going to create a formula. And we're going to take the 78 pounds for the dog and we're going to multiply it by the 0.38 for Mars, and this is in the Mars column. What we want to do is make sure that we have absolute cell references so that we can use the power of the Excel spreadsheet to do some of the work for us so that we don't have to do everything. And so what we want to do is make sure that each of these numbers are multiplied by this same conversion factor, that this stays the same in the same position. And to do that, what you have to do is you have to tell it by putting a $sign before the column letter and before the row number so that the weight on Mars stays the same throughout. So once you do that, you can take this and you can pull it down, and you'll notice that each cell refers to I-16, which is what you want it to refer to as you copy it down. Now you can do the same thing over here, and you can multiply this by this, and oops, I didn't, let's go back over here, multiply this times this, and again what we want to do is we want to make it an absolute reference. And I will tell you that there is a shortcut that you can do so that you don't have to do the $signs manually, and it is to hit either the function or the window key and F4. Interestingly enough, that does not work on my machine, so if it doesn't work on yours, you can just enter it manually.